Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from LovenStamps, and one of my favorite new stamp sets is Painted Poppies from the January to June mini catalog. And the project I'm going to show you right now is one of my favorite project layouts, and it's a DSP card base. So if you search hashtag DSP card base, you'll find a lot of these on my website and my blog. And the nice thing about them is that they give you a great way to use gorgeous designer series papers and see both sides. So stop your paper hoarding, grab some designer series paper that you love, or get the new Poppies one, or use some paper you have and then have an opening in your stamp space for new Poppies paper, which is beautiful. The Poppies paper, the stamps, the dies, this is a really great coordinating suite. So let me give you some tips on putting this amazing card together and making your own DSP card base card. So let's get stamping. All right, let's get this card started. We need a piece of designer series paper here. And then we need to go ahead and cut this down to the right size, which is going to be 4 by 11 or 4 by 12 inches. So I'm just going to run this across, and then I'm going to go ahead and score. So cutting blade there, set that extra piece aside. I mean, really, you get 3 cards out of every piece of designer series paper. And then I'm going to turn my card this way so that I have the front on the side that I want, so I know what's up and down, because I'm going to score it at 5.5, which is the scoring blade here. And then I'm going to score it at 1 inch from the end, or 11 inches, depending on which side you're measuring from. But I love this new paper trimmer and that it measures on both sides, so I can very easily put that at 1 inch and then go ahead and score it. And then I have this gorgeous paper, which is beautiful in color on both sides. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. All right, so here is our card base. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and stick this down so it doesn't keep popping up on me. So I'll grab my snail adhesive. Sometimes tear tape is a good idea here because it's really strong. And then I'm going to grab my poppy stamps and go ahead and do some stamping here for the inside of our card. All right, so I need to stamp some flowers both on the inside of my card and then also for the front of my card. So front of the card are pretty simple. These pieces that we're going to die cut, I'm going to stamp the flowers here in basic black. And let's see, I need a couple leaves. And I'm going to, I know it looks like I'm putting them really far apart, but I want to try to die cut them at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and spread them out just a little bit more than I would otherwise. Okay, so I'm going to then take my larger stamp here. This is the background that goes on here. And I'm going to do my Flirty Flamingo first. I'm going to use this for the smaller flower. So we have kind of that lighter, pretty pink color. And then I have my darker, or my splotch, which had some darker ink on it. So we'll go ahead and get that cleaned off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the splotch right over this in Flirty Flamingo, okay? And then I'm going to use the same stamps, and since I'm going darker with my ink, usually you can get away with not cleaning your stamp. I know. If this is killing you, just look away for a minute. And I'm going to add my splotches. So they're really close. If they look further on the camera than they do in real life. They're really pretty close in color, but they come out in the end looking pretty different. So then I'm going to take my leaf, and the leaf here, I'm just going to stamp twice for each of these splotches in Old Olive, and then these pieces are going to get die cut. I'm also going to cut one of the little embellishment piece for the front of my card in basic black, and I'm going to cut one label here from the Flirty Flamingo cardstock to match, and then we'll have our pieces and I can show you how to put the front of our card together. Okay, so we have all our pieces die cut. We'll set them aside for a second. I'm going to stamp on the inside of our card, and from the Sending You Thoughts stamp set, which is one of the ones that you can get for free as a celebration gift, I am going to stamp Happy Birthday on the front, which is going to go here on our Flirty Flamingo piece in basic black. And then I'm going to take the rest of the greeting, Another Sensational Year of You, and put that right there inside our card. And then I'm going to add this cute decor poppy, which is a really pretty element. And then there's a splotch that I'm going to ink in Poppy Parade to match our card, and it goes perfectly right there in the corner. So this is going to be the inside of our card. So we'll go ahead and attach this. And open up this pretty DSP card base. pop that in. And then on the front of our card, we have our pieces here ready to work on assembling. And so the other thing that I'm going to add here is the little tiny black element. All right, and this is going to go here on the back of our piece here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop some adhesive right there on the edge. And then I always like to attach these things from the front because then I can see kind of what I'm getting. And I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that I've gone off the end because this is going to get covered up by our flowers. All right, then we need some of our seam binding. And I'm going to cut sort of a double piece here. That looks about right. And go ahead and trim that off. And I just cleaned my scissors recently. If you have little alcohol prep pads, like for first aid, they make a great scissor cleaner. So get that extra adhesive off. All right, so I'm gonna pop this here and go ahead and glue my ribbon down. And to that, I'm just gonna put some snail right down on the cardstock. So I'm gonna figure about that far up from the bottom, and then I'm gonna press my ribbon into it. So we'll get right about there. We'll try and get it straight, although it's going to get covered up by a lot, so it's not going to matter too much. And the next thing to do is add my Stampin' Dimensionals here on the back so that I can pop this guy up. And then we are going to go ahead and add our flowers. And the nice thing about having the ribbon layer there is that it really pops that black embellishment off so that you can see it really nicely. So our first poppy is going to go here. Our smaller poppy is going to go here. I promised I would cover that up. Let's see, I think I had 3 leaves on my original card, but maybe we'll just go with 2 this time. All right, so I think about like that. It looks good to me. So, and I have my leaves set. I'm going to peel the things back here, the flowers, and go ahead and put my dimensionals right over the stems of my leaves. That way I don't have to work too hard to attach those. I'll add a second one on here. I know I'm pretty confident about where that goes, right? I just went ahead and stuck a dimensional on the paper. I think I'm good though. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And if you saw that little tiny black smudge there, that's covering it up now. And let's see, for this one, I guess I'll put the dimensional on the back of my flower and go ahead and pop this one down here. So, all right. So there we have the front of our card with our little ribbon and our inside. Now, if you want to add one more fun thing to this, the Peaceful Poppy sequins are a really nice thing to add. And one of the things that you can do is choose to add some black ones in the center of your flower. And I like to do like 3 here and 2 on the smaller flower. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these flat black ones. Although you could use the flower shaped ones too. They also work nicely. And this glue is great. The multi-purpose liquid adhesive. It grabs pretty quickly, but not instantly. So you want to be a little patient about letting your elements dry once you've got them on into the glue. So go ahead and do that. And then I have my Take Your Pick tool, which is perfect for getting things out of the container or the lids and transferring them onto your card. So let's see, I need one more flat black one. There we go. And I'm going to pop that. We'll slide that right into the glue there. All right, and then you can use the other end of your Take Your Pick tool just to squish them down. All right, so that is our card right there. Now, actually, here I'll show you one other sample. The one that I did earlier, I added some extra of the red poppy sequins around the edges there, so just to give it a little bit more extra bling, but I kind of like this one with just the black one. So really, you can do what works for you. The suite is a wonderful thing to have and a great addition to any of the stamping collections. Poppies are, you know, something that you can use all year long for any kind of occasion. So really make sure you check the suite out from the mini catalog. Remember that the printable tutorials are available if you place an online order, any size online order in my store during the month of January. You'll get a document that includes all 4 projects. So the cute little treat holder, the sort of level 2 DSP card-based pop-up card, and the fun brayering card. All the directions for these are included, cutting sizes and so forth. And then if you order $50 through my online store during the month of January, you get 2 card kits to go. LovenStamps card kits to go are a neat way to have some stamping materials sent to you. So you provide the stamps and the ink and so forth, and then you get all the cardstock and embellishments and so forth in the mail. So make sure you check my website at LovenStamps.com for information on that if it sounds like something you'd be interested in. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more techniques with you soon. Happy stamping!